knapsack on my back. Fitness. Shit.
The show is starting.
Oh.
Show is starting.
I haven't warmed up.
Where is it?
I don't know. Always does this.
Oh.
There he is.
Oh.
Ahem.
Ahem.
Sorry.
Oh, unbelievable.
Sorry about that.
Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, my knapsack on my back. I wave my hat to all I meet, and they wave back to me. And blackbirds call so loud and sweet from every greenwood tree. Valderie, Valderie, Valdera, Valdera, Valderie, Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, come join our happy song.
Okay. Do you guys want to hear a story? No. Okay, raise your flowers up high if you want to hear a story. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,000,000. Perfect. Lower them down. Awesome. This is the tale of the little forest. Once upon a time, there were 4 children. 1,
2, 3,
4 siblings. Their parents worked long hours to make a living, so the children often spent a lot of time on their own. Sometimes they read.
Wow.
Albertan squirrels in their natural habitat.
Let me see that.
Don't mow, let it grow.
Sometimes they played together.
Hey, you're it.
No.
Slow-mo!
I'm going to get you. Oh, shoot.
Woo!
Tag, you're it.
No, you're it.
I don't think I
No,
am.
you definitely are.
Oh, sometimes that worked out and sometimes it didn't.
You are.
You are.
No, I don't think I am.
You definitely are.
Whoa!
You guys saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he's it. He's it. He's it.
The neighborhood that they lived in was treeless. There was no shade. So, in the wintertime, when the wind blew up and down the streets, it got very cold. But in the summertime, things heated up very quickly.
Wow, it's hot.
No kidding. So hot.
Boiling.
Super hot.
No shade, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yes. One of the siblings was a scientist. Me. Interesting hypothesis recorded. Oh, and one was an athlete.
Me. 1, 8, 40, 1,000. Do you want me to do more?
No.
I'll do more. 2,000, 8,000, 10,000. Woo! More?
Oh, yeah. And
say when.
one was an economic genius.
Me! I am taking these bottles and cans to the recycling depot, and I will take the funds I earn and invest them at a high rate of interest.
And the youngest was the youngest.
All the youngest ever did was walk outside and look at things.
Why don't you have more ambition like the rest of us?
If you don't stop daydreaming,
You won't get strong.
you won't learn the truth.
You won't get rich.
Pay attention to what your siblings are doing. I'm going to run a marathon.
Hey,
I'm going to read 1,000,000 books.
I'm gonna use this metal detector to find the millions of coins that have dropped out of people's pockets. And once I find them, I will take them and invest them.
And you?
I'm gonna build a forest.
A forest? You can't build a forest. Where are you gonna get the muscle?
Where are you gonna get the money?
And forests are enormous.
It would be a little forest.
Well,
Oh, stop burning your
But
feeling.
the youngest never stopped thinking about it.
Forest. Forest. Forest? Forest. Oh, a forest.
It was kind of annoying, actually.
yeah.
Even when the youngest was eating.
A forest.
Jungle, so why you gotta be so rude?
A forest.
Even when the youngest was sleeping.
A forest. A forest.
Sometimes, when it got really hot, the parents would drive the siblings out of town and into the mountains. And on the mountains, they'd go on these hikes. And on the hikes, they would sing. Ready?
Yeah. I love to go a-wandering along the mountain track. And as I go, I love to sing my knapsack on my back. Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, my knapsack on my back. Woo! Great song.
But the youngest kept thinking about the forest.
Wow. Look at all those trees.
Oh, there are a lot of mountains outside.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be great if there were just some where we lived? I mean, really, there's just nothing where we live but roads and cars and sidewalks and strip malls and more roads and more cars and more strip malls.
It's impossible. Stop thinking about it.
You're just one guy.
And one person can't possibly build a forest. Think about your future instead. I have won the gold medal at the science fair.
I lead in goals in my league.
I have created a business startup that will provide me with my generous retirement funds when I am older.
Well, I have gathered a bag of white spruce tree cones.
A bag of cones! What are you gonna do with a bag of cones?
Where would you plant them?
How would you water them? Who would take care of them?
Well, maybe I couldn't do it on my own, but someone would help.
So silly.
I'll help.
Who? Me?
I volunteer.
No. I'm too busy scoring goals.
Who? Not me. I'm too busy making discoveries.
Ew! Not me. I'm too busy making money.
Besides, Pine cones are way worse to plant.
Oh.
It would take way too long for the seeds to germinate.
Germinate.
You would need seedlings.
Seedlings.
You know, like tiny trees that you would plant.
Like you guys.
Oh, okay. Thanks for helping me out.
I am not helping. Building a forest is impossible.
Impossible.
I'm just correcting you on your scientific method. Sorry I couldn't be of assistance.
That's all right.
Besides, there's no land available.
No land.
Oh, except for that old abandoned dirt parking lot at the community association. That's dry.
Oh!
Dusty.
Ew!
Choked with Russian thistles. And covered in old pop cans and cast off junk. Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants it?
Mm-mm.
Perfect!
So the youngest approached the community association.
Would you mind if I planted some trees in that dried up, abandoned dirt old parking lot that no one's using?
That old abandoned parking lot that nobody wants anything to do with?
That one?
Exactly.
You wanna plant trees on it.
Yes.
Trees?
Yes.
Trees? Wow! No one's doing anything with it. Go ahead.
They said go ahead. If someone were to help me, we could begin our forest.
Help you with that piece of land? It's impossible. The soil is dry and hard as a rock.
It's filled with garbage.
And the Russian thistles are hip hop.
Yeah, those thistles are at least hip high. Wait, you get a refund when you bring in those cans and bottles, don't you? I bet there's a lot of cans and bottles that people have tossed in there. And I wonder how many people have lost loose change in there.
Loose change?
Maybe dozens. If only you could find the coins.
First, let me collect those cans, and I'll cut away those thistles. Yes! Next, I'll use my trusty metal detector. There's some change. And there's some more. Okay, this is a part in the show where we start collecting donations, so does anybody have the dish to pass around? No? Okay, never mind. And there's some more. Sorry I couldn't help you with your forest.
Oh, that's all right.
Wow, look, there's some more.
Before I plant the seedlings, I'll have to get the ground turned,
Turned? What do you mean, turned?
dug up.
Dug up? That would be a lot. An enormous amount of work.
Yeah.
Which I can't do because I'm too busy training.
Well, that's too bad. Because it would be the best kind of training.
Did you say training?
If you dug really intensely for 10-second intervals, it would develop your biceps, triceps, and trapezius. And your cardio.
Really?
Really, try it out.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh boy, that is tough.
Go! And go!
Okay.
And go! Faster! Feel the burn!
I'm feeling the burn.
Are you feeling it?
I said I'm feeling it.
I said, are you feeling
I said I'm feeling it.
Yeah!
That was a terrific workout.
Nice. Glad you got your training.
Sorry I couldn't help you with your forest, bro.
No problem.
Here is your finder's fee for all the money I made from the change I found in the thistles, as well as the bottles and cans that I collected. Thrifty, but fair. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And with that money, the youngest bought some seedlings and planted them.
Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera.
No, that's all wrong.
What?
Trees in the real forest don't grow on their own. One species provides shade for the other. You planted white spruce seedlings. Yeah. Now you're gonna need some poplars to provide shade for the pines as they grow. Yeah, and some Oregon grape bushes, some chokecherry bushes, and Saskatoon berry shoots. Yeah.
Oh.
All those plants all together would help each other out as they grow.
Oh, thanks for helping me out.
I'm definitely not helping. Building a forest is still impossible. I'm just correcting you on your scientific method. Sorry I couldn't be of assistance with your forest.
That's all right.
The youngest had a little money left over, and with it purchased some chokecherry, Oregon grape, and Saskatoon berry shoots.
All right. I'm gonna need 3 volunteers to help me plant some seedlings in the forest. So raise your plants nice and high. All right. Yeah, I'll take one from this side. You wanna help me plant? You can go to my sister's
That's
tree.
a lot of
Okay, I'm
plants.
going right here.
Just
And
3. I'm gonna pick
Yeah, there will
completely
be more
random.
chances to plant.
You,
Perfect.
Yeah, I wanna come to my tree.
you,
Thank you so much for your help.
you.
Thank you.
We're gonna come right to this tree here.
Thank you. Nice. Perfect. Let's give a round of applause
What
for our
is it?
little tree planters.
Stop the music.
Wow. You know, mornings before school, the youngest planted them. Pines, poplars, and little bushes to provide a ground cover, like a neighborhood of plants. They grew at the same time. Some grew faster and some grew slower, but they all grew together.
When they were younger, the plants needed watering every second day before school.
It was a lot of work.
And when a strong storm blew in one day, and the rain uprooted the plants, and the wind blew them over!
Stop! Hey!
The youngest thought briefly about giving up. But did it!
Valerie, Valdera, Valdera, Valerie.
That's quite a... That's quite a hypothesis you're developing. I'm not helping. I'm just intellectually curious to see how your project unfolds. I suppose I could help with the watering when I come home after school.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll do this one.
And in the first years, they needed lots of weeding, which was also a lot of work.
Oh, that's quite an exercise.
Yeah.
I'm not helping, but I suppose I could pull a few weeds to improve my core strength and cardio. Step aside. Ha!
That's quite an effective use of space. I suppose I could channel some of the funding I've earned from my startup to buy moss to help enrich the soil. And what the heck, I could do a little weeding too.
Those first few years, the plants required a lot of attention.
Watering.
Weeding.
But as people in the neighborhood saw that old abandoned parking lot transformed from an abandoned junk heap into a place where plants were actually thriving, well, they began to help out too.
All right, everybody, we're gonna need some more help planting this forest. If you still got a plant up there, raise it up high. Okay, I'll get you 3 for sure.
Right here. You guys got plants? Come and help me with my little tree over there. Yeah.
Yes, you as well.
Dirt might be really
Any of
Like a plant in the tree.
You're a plant?
got a plant. Come on up.
You don't look like a plant.
Let's get a round of applause again for our tree helpers.
Amazing work.
Not a plant.
You know, not long after that, the trees, they began to grow.
And grow.
And grow.
I love to go a-wandering along the mountain track. And as I go, I love to sing my knapsack on my back. Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera. Valderie, Valdera, come join our happy song.
3 years later, the plants were well on their way.
As they matured, the plants didn't need so much attention. They were growing all on their own. The plants took care of each other.
15 years later, the forest was flourishing. There were trees that had sprung up tall, and smaller trees that, though they were growing slower, would someday take over as those taller trees aged.
There were bushes that kept the ground moist and protected the seedlings. Birds nested in it.
Squirrels fed on it.
When it was hot, people would come outside to sit in the shade and eat their sandwiches.
Occasionally, a deer came to graze.
It turns out that building a forest wasn't impossible.
It took one person to start it.
But it took everyone to finish it.
But in the end, there was a forest.
A little forest.
All together now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, my knapsack on my back. I love to go wandering along the mountain track. And as I go, I love to sing my knapsack on my back. Valderie,
Valderie,
Valdera, Valderie,
Valderie,
Valdera, Valderie,
Valderie,
Valdera, my knapsack on my back.
The end. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, my knapsack on my back. I love to go wandering along the mountain track. And as I go, I love to sing my knapsack on my back. Valderie,
Valderie,
Valdera, Valderie, Valdera, Valderie,
Valderie,
Valdera, my knapsack on my back.